I can't believe that you grow 5,000 baskets. Is that all for retail?
No, we wholesale quite a few of them to our wholesale customers, but we also do plantings for some cities. Like the city of Barnesville, we plant all of their city baskets that are hung uptown, as well as their planters on the corners. And then we plant for MSU, Castleton, Glendon, Clay County, just a variety of cities in the area.
And do they specify what colors they want to use or what plants they want to use?
Only one town likes to choose their recipe every year. And they come up with some really great ones this year. They have a variety of blue petunias. It's really pretty. But most people, MSU wants their school colors, but then everybody else seems to want the biggest seller, which is the bubblegum silverberry fuchsia mix, which gets you the biggest petunia basket that you can get.
Do you start those organization baskets at the same time that you do all of these for the greenhouse too?
Yes, they're started in March.
Okay. Can you demonstrate how you start your baskets?
Sure. This is a little different than how we start our baskets because we start our baskets with plugs, really small plants. But all of our plants have grown up, so we're going to go ahead and use full-size plants. The first thing that we do is that we use a slow-release fertilizer. This provides nutrition throughout the summer, but that doesn't mean that you can then not do any fertilizing. This is just kind of a base fertilizer. So we put about a tablespoon on the top. You're just going to sprinkle it on the very top of the dirt.
And what kind of potting soil do you use?
This is Berger soil that we purchase, but any potting soil that you have at home, Miracle Grow, Happy Frog, those also work just fine. But then you're going to mix in, you want that mixed in the first couple inches of the top layer of soil, okay? Mm-hmm. Then you can go ahead and choose your plants. It's nice to have one tall one that you can put in the back or the center, depending on where you're going to set your pot. You can kind of roughen up the roots a little bit.
And why do you do that?
So that they don't continue to grow in a circle and they'll start to grow throughout the pot. Okay. This is a salvia, and we're going to put this in the back. I'm going to have this be in the back of the pot. Okay.
And why?
This one is because it's going to be the tallest, and I'm going to plant this as though you're going to put it up against like your doorstop or something like that. All of these are full sun, and they all have similar water requirements, which is also very important. You don't want to put plants that don't like being watered with plants that need a lot of water. Otherwise, one or the other is going to die. So this is Super Bells. This is a Calibrachoa, or they call them Super Bells or Million Bells are some of the trade names that they're also known by. So I'm going to put that one in the front right here because this one kind of mounds, but it will also trail off to the side. Okay, so get that one in right there. Scooch him over. Okay, and then this is a Jazzberry. This one is a Supertunia Vista. So this, when you see the name Vista, that means very big. So if you're looking for those super big petunias, Vista is in the name. So look for that. So this petunia will get quite big. So I'm going to put this off to the side on this side so that it has room to trail over to the other side. Okay? Take some of this out. All right. And we got that one. All right. So we got our two flowers. Then we have sweet potato vine. I like this because this will trail off the front and add a nice transition between the flowers and the pot. Okay, and I do like the contrast. These dark color ones go really well with fuchsia colored flowers.
Well, it's a beautiful color, and it really does pick up all of these different shades. It's great.
All right, so we're going to slip that in the front right there.
And this would be for full sun.
This is a full sun planter. So once you're done with that, you got it all in there, shaking off the stuff.
And then do you have the soil right up level with the side of the pot, or do you push it down a little bit?
You want to push it down a little bit. You want to leave about this much watering space on the top so that when you water, it doesn't all flow over the top. But you don't want it too deep, because if you get it like this deep below, you know, the dirt before the dirt starts, well, then there's no airflow, and then there's going to be fungus that will start in here because there's not enough air getting in and around the plant. So you want them just right below the lip, enough for some water to sit in there, but not too much that it gets damp.
Okay.
Okay, so
this
that's
one's for
this
sun.
one.
Good deal.
This one is for sun. Okay, and then we'll do one for shade. We'll do the same thing. We've got our Osmocote again, same amount. And we'll mix that in.
And the amount you use varies with the size of the container you're putting it into?
Yes, and all the directions are on the bottle that will show you exactly how much. So on this one, I'm going to use a Dracaena spike. This is going to be my thriller, and we're going to put that in the back.
If you were going to see it from every direction, could you just put it in the middle then too?
Yeah, you can just put it in the center and then have your plants go around in a 360, and that works. So begonias. A tip with begonias is when you're planting them, plant them so that their leaves are going out. They're not pointing. So if you look at this begonia, you'll see that the leaves are growing this way. So we want to plant it going out. Don't plant it this way with the leaves going in. Otherwise, everything will grow inward. And you want them to grow outward over the end of the pot. So I'm going to put this one here, leaves going out at the front of the pot. And then we have a second one, and we're going to do the same thing.
What kind of begonias are these? Because I know there's different kinds.
There are. This one, this white one, is called a non-stop begonia. Very easy to care for. And then this one here is the non-stop rose. Non-stops are very easy to care for. Another really easy variety to care for is the Solania begonia that blooms all summer. So I'm going to do the same thing. Leaves are headed away, going outside the pot so that they are growing away. All right, I'm going to scoot that one over a little bit because I want to use some filler here. So this is Lobelia. And I like using cell packs as fillers because when you use cell packs as fillers, you can disperse them around the pot. Instead of having a big chunk, big chunk, big chunk, now I can have 3 big chunks and then a bunch of little ones in between. And when all this grows together, then this blue will fill in between all of these plants and provide nice transition between each one of them, and it'll look fuller faster because that's what we want, fuller faster. Okay, so we've got all those in there. So right now this is ready to go out on your porch.
So when people take them home, what do you recommend for their care in their yards?
So this one, I bring this back. This one is full sun, so you're going to want to have it in at least 6 hours of sun. Because it has petunias and this Calibrachoa in it, you're going to have to fertilize it more regularly. So water it for sure every day, especially as the summer goes on, because as the summer goes on, these are going to grow roots and take up the majority of this pot with their roots. So you're going to have to be watering it more frequently as the summer goes on. Fertilize at least once a week because of the petunia and Calibrachoa. They enjoy lots of fertilizer. We recommend, or we do, Jack's Petunia feed. It's a higher iron petunia feed that will prevent chlorosis in both of these plants. Okay, now this one is going to be different because begonias don't like to be wet. They don't like to be watered in the evening. So early morning watering, don't get water on the leaves or you'll get sunburn. And then you can fertilize maybe once every other week. They don't need as much fertilizer as what you'd see with a petunia.
Do you have to prune off or trim off spent flowers?
In your begonias, in order for them to keep blooming, you don't have to. They look nicer if you do take off the dead blossoms instead of waiting for them to drop. These, on the other hand, their dead flowers will shrivel up and the new growth will just cover whatever has died off. And so you don't need to do any deadheading for the petunia or the calibrachoa.